House, who is a subsidiary of the Compass Group. This would be to renew services, food service preparation and service in the district. The rate is going up 2.1%, which is what our original contract with Compass Group said. It would go up at the CPIU food away from home rate, which was 2.1% in December this year. That would mean that we would be charged 2.7771 cents for reimbursable meal and also for the a la carte items.
Any questions? I'm just gonna ask that motion be made to accept the year one contract renewal agreement for food service management services proposal from Chartwell School Dining Services, a subsidiary of the Compass Group for the 2014-15 school year at a rate of 2.7771 per reimbursable meal and 2.771 for the a la carte equivalent fee as presented.
So moved.
Pat?
Second.
Mike?
Just for clarification.
Sure.
You had said about 2.7771 cents, but it's dollars, right? That's.
Here, it's right here.
Yeah.
It's
$2.7.
$2.7.
Yes, not your
Your
2
motion.
cents a meal.
I know, I just wanted to say it because.
Although, I mean,
It was stated cents, I just wanted to clarify.
I think I read the motion correctly, didn't I?
We didn't say dollars or cents, I just said 2.77 cents.
$2.7771, and the other one, the a la carte, is $2.771. I don't even know how to say that in cents. $2.771. That makes sense.
Yes, good, that's it, perfect.
Thank you, Pam. Roll call. David Dedemar,
Yes.
Al Maley,
Yes.
Ed Kerrigan,
Yes.
Dave Muller.
As I'm reading this, are these numbers supposed to be the same in the motion? Is my question. Because I'm seeing 3 sevens in the first one for a reimbursable meal and
And then
2 sevens for the a la carte. So just trying to clarify that before I say yes or
2.7771
no. There's 3 sevens
for
in that one.
the reimbursable lunches, and the a la carte is 2.7771. They're
No.
both the same, they're all
The
the
a la-
same.
No, they're all,
No,
they're
different.
6/100th of a cent, they're
One
all.
more seven in there, thank you.
Okay, let me read this again. Pat and Mike, you guys can do the
Good
motion.
catch.
Pat and Mike,
They
I'm
would
gonna
have cost
ask.
us at least $1 this year, so good catch.
Okay, I'm gonna ask for, good going, Dave. I'm gonna ask for Pat and Mike to do the motion again to accept the year one contract renewal agreement for food service management services proposal from Chartwell School Dining Services, a subsidiary of Compass Group for the 2014-15 school year at a rate of $2.7771 per reimbursable meal and $2.7771 for the a la carte equivalence fee as presented. Pat?
So moved.
Mike?
Second.
Roll call. Okay. Dave Dedemar?
Yes.
Ed Kerrigan?
Yes.
Dave Muller?
Yes.
Al Maley?
Yes.
Mike Aurelio?
Yes.
Cindy Kelly? Yep. 6 yes, motion passes. Consider the approval of resolution authorizing transfer of interest from bond funds, sorry. Barb?
School code allows for the district to transfer any interest that's accrued in the bond fund during the fiscal year, as long as that interest is declared and transferred prior to fiscal year close on June 30th. So before you this evening is the resolution that we're requesting the board approve. I will make the transfer prior to the June 30 year-end close and inform the Board of Education of the dollar amount that we transfer. We haven't done this in the last couple of years because our interest has been so very negligible that there's been no reason to make the transfer, but we are
Now
starting to
there's
see more
reason.
favorable rates.
Are there any questions? Then I just looked at Dave, I should look at this side too. Okay, then I'm gonna ask, no,
Any question?
David, I'm sorry, did I even write? Okay. Can I have a motion to approve the resolution authorizing the transfer of interest from bond funds as presented?
So moved.
Al
Second.
and Patrick. Roll call. Dave Molitor,
Yes.
Pat Kerrigan,
Yes.
Mike Aurelio,
Yes.
Dave Didemeyer,
Yes.
Al Bailey,
Yes.
Cindy Trout. Yes. 6 yes. Motion passes. Okay, guys. This is, yes, Pam can say something.
All right, your next two items, there's one, consider quote for bus leasing and consider authorization for an RFP for bus leasing. We have a quote from Midwest to basically roll our lease over from last year to the upcoming school year. And costs are laid out in this memo to you, and what that means. A number of board members have either spoken with me or with Barb about going out to bid for bus leasing. And that's why you see the second item G there. There is a request for, there is a proposal that has been put together. It's in the hands of the board's attorney to look that over before it is sent out and the ads put in the paper. Sorry, it's getting late. So it's a determination in terms of which way the board would like to go. And because of in the interest of time, we did not want to put one on one board meeting and then, what's the next step? That's why you see both of them in the same place, because we do have some anxiety in making sure that we have transportation in place, obviously, for the start of the school year. And with not outsourcing, that kind of changed us into a different direction. So Barb has worked very hard to have that request ready to go, and we anticipate having it back on Friday or Tuesday of next week so that we can get moving on it. It's about, in the request, it's a 10-day bid posting, if I recall. So that's why you see the two there, and I'm sure you have other questions, but I just wanted to explain that, why you see both of them there.
Okay. So at this point, should I do a straw poll of which we would like to do?
Maybe
I would
some
like to go that route,
discussion,
because
yeah.
within even this one, I have some.
Yeah, why don't you do that, because I knew this would be a discussion at this time, and this might help us
Well, I'm
out.
gonna do a straw poll then. I'm sorry, Dave, but because now you're on the end, I gotta start with you.
I would think you would go out for our.
Okay.
Two things, one, yes, RFP, the other one is we have another bus on here that, I think we're going to send a discussion.
And is that the one you lift? Okay, now, we do have some information, and when you and I had talked, I didn't realize that bus was bought with ARRA funds. So we have, because it was bought with federal funds, we will have to go through some different kinds of procedures in order to sell that bus and what happens next and how we document any kind of a sale. So basically what I asked Barb to do is to attach that as an option to the RFP, so we have that, we can answer that question and gather that information at the same time as far as what happens with our bus and what we want to do. So give us a quote on leasing the buses with or without a lift, meaning without a bus, all the buses, 21 buses without lifts, and then what's the quote if there's one, if we add a bus, one of those 21 buses has a wheelchair lift on it. That would be a way to go so that we gather that information. We don't have to go in circles tonight.
Okay.
Now that,
To be efficient.
Your bus is 5 years old.
It was
Yeah.
purchased a year before I started, Susan.
That's probably true, but it's still about the year first, and that throws a wrench into it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we have to look into it,
It
but
was purchased by
we
ARRA.
can't keep a bus forever.
No, but it was
Yes, there's
purchased with
some-
ARRA funds, and it's only 5 years old.
There's certain restrictions with reference to any money or any item you purchase with federal funds for disposition of that.
I'm gonna continue my straw poll. Patrick?
I would like to see
RFP. Mike?
RFP, with one thing added, what's our plan for maintenance, the RFP?
Our plan would be that the vendor would have to provide that maintenance.
That would be included in the RFP?
Correct, we don't have anyone here
We
in
don't
the
have
district.
anyone.
for
Okay,
that
good, so
maintenance.
that'll be included then. And then, this is before that you were the business manager. I remember last time, I couldn't read it. So,
You couldn't read.
I couldn't read the bid sheet, it was blurry, I couldn't even
Oh.
tell what it said.
That might have been your eyes.
No, I don't think so.
I very much would like to look at the bus.
Yeah, something readable, right? But that will be included in all the RFP, all three bids or whatever bids you get, maintenance will be included.
Okay.
Well, when we say we're going out to bid, we'll publish that bid, and then it depends on how many we get back. We could only get one.
That's right, I
So
understand.
we'll do the best we can in getting multiple
But
ones.
Barb, you have this ready to go out for Monday, correct?
Well, we're gonna knock on wood, because it's in the hands of the attorney, so.
Oh,
she's-
yeah, you're right.
But she has gotten all of the paperwork ready, and we're waiting
She's
on
been
that.
working hard on this, so I do appreciate that you did do it very, she had a limited time.
I gave her a very short time, and I
Yes.
appreciate that.
I
And-
have to advertise it, so I have to know where they're at on the RFP, on the document. So, once I know that tomorrow morning, then I can advertise it, it takes a day or so. to get it.
Okay, so Barb,
And
you
we
have.
should have these back for June 18th.
That is our goal.
Yes.
And that's enough time for the bus companies to
Barb,
deliver the
Germany.
buses and all that.
Oh,
Well, they know what our first day of school is, so that's,
where you like stress on our customer.
Can I talk with
Yes,
everybody?
absolutely.
Obviously, if you do find that the time is of the essence, you can simply call a special board meeting to put that through. Correct?
if we
If we find ourselves at
If
risk.
we have to, of course we would. But I think we've got time, we need a little bit of time between now and the next board meeting. I think we're okay. The idea was that we would be ready to go as soon as we had direction from the board tonight on what the next step, direction we would go tonight. So that was our plan, and
And
we sit together almost every day for hours. I'm working on this stuff, so I think we're okay.
Because of the results of our straw poll, I'm thinking that I need to ask for a motion to approve the authorization for RFP for bus leasing. Does that sound right, Barb?
So moved.
Wait, I'm make sure.
Everybody
I'm like
vote aye.
trying to catch your eye.
What you could do first is on the first one is call for a motion and let it die.
Okay, so I should call for a motion on F first. I need a motion to approve the recommended quotes for bus leasing in the amount of $231,260 annually for 3 years. Do I have a motion? See, this is hard, nobody's gonna.
That's okay. that's fine.
Okay, oh, I gotcha. We're dead. Okay, now, listen to this, make sure I do this right, Barb. I need a motion to approve authorization for RFP for buses.
So moved. Second.
Okay, so Mike and Al. Okay. Yes,
When is our last day for our current buses? When is the lease done with those buses?
I believe it was.
I can tell you
It's in
some of
August.
them are at the beginning of August, and there are a couple in the middle of August.
And
Yeah,
not
it's just
having
based
those
on-
extra buses doesn't impact anything that we're doing at that time, because it's all just setting up and all the summer school's not so.
Yeah, because we looked at that in case we looked at that in detail, what we were talking about busing in case we
and we don't
outsourced.
use all our buses for summer school.
Right, right.
But we knew we had enough, we were gonna, if we had outsourced, we would have used our drivers and our current buses for the end of the lease to get us through summer
Yeah.
school.
Okay, roll call. Mike Aurelio.
Yes.
Al Nelly.
Yes.
Brian Bushnell, I'm sorry, Brian's not here.
Yes.
Dave Eigenmeyer.
Yes.
Pat Kerrigan.
Yes.
Dave Molitor.
Yes.
Cindy Kelly. Yes. 6 yes, motion passes.
Thank you very much.
Okay, but, this is Barb again. This is Barb and Mary. Consider authorization for budget line item transfers.
These are just some line item transfers. They're all within the same object. It doesn't affect the overall bottom line of the budget. It's just to transfer money to where it's needed. For example, taking it from the old quarry repair account, $9,000, and putting it in the technical services account. Repairs the old quarry, again, $5,200, putting it in school maintenance grant repair account, $5,200. These are just, it's line item transfers.
All within the same
all
general
within the
fund?
same fund, all within the same object. So I go to purchase service to purchase service account, or supply account to supply account. So it's just a matter of which account it goes to.
I mean, the only plan I have with that should come for the credits.
Is that like sarcasm?
No, it's-
We have a hard time.
Isn't that what it does though? The debit does cover your own credit.
Al, I disagree. It's showing coming from and going to.
That is what it's coming from.
It doesn't affect,
It doesn't affect the final outcome.
Can I have a motion to approve the recommended budget adjustments as presented?
Before we have a motion, I just want to say, I'm a big fan of this table. I get this right.
That's a good table, Mark. I have the motion. Al is gonna do that. Who's gonna second? Al. Did you get that, Sandy? I do. Roll call once again. Pat Kerrigan,
Yes.
Dave Didemeyer,
Yes.
Alan Nelly,
Yes.
Mike Rizzo,
Yes.
Dave Molitor,
Yes.
Cindy Kelly. 6 yes. Motion passes. Barb, would you like to tell us about the storm structure replacement project?
On May 1st, bids were received here in district for the old quarry storm structure replacement project. 2 contractors submitted bids. Copies Landscaping with the base bid of $137,441 was the lowest bidder. That $137,441 actually still includes a contingency allowance of $15,000 as well, which is unit pricing for special excavation. This evening, we have Kyle with White and Company. Byron wasn't able to make it, but Kyle came this evening, so we could talk about the bid process if you had any questions.
Kevin, you just want to come up here and sit in the after, right next to you?
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry.
You're the big chair.
A copy of the tabulation sheet for the bid is included on board docs, and that included all of the cost specifications for the project. We would like the project to begin after the 4th of July weekend. The parking lot and area is used over the 4th of July by the village for fireworks and festivities that go on. So we'll have that project commence then immediately after that time's over, and we can get that project shored up before school starts.
Great.
Was this scheduled for next year's, or was it scheduled for this year?
This was scheduled for this year,
So how's it impacting our budget for next year?
well,
Budget for it, and that's what we were talking about.
That varies.
Yeah, that the variance for this year plus, it wasn't just this project though, there was another one too. We had, Oakwood, and we did that one, right?
we did that project this year already.
And then we
We
had
had $162,000 in site work budgeted overall. We had flooring at Old Quarry that we did not do for $18,000. The cooling tower for $41,000, which is not going to be done in this current year either. We had a T1 lighting conversion budgeted at $49,000, and I don't know if you recall, we did that significantly cheaper purchase from Bromberek.
Yes.
Doing that conversion ourselves, so we've done that for about $18,000. The roofing at Central School, I had budgeted $100,000, and that's coming in significantly less as well.
Quick question. I don't know if I can talk about this now, tell me if I'm jumping, but I heard River Valley School might have a roof that's splitting.
Splitting. I don't.
It's separated.
It's separated a little bit, yes, we're having it looked at.
Is that wear and tear or from storm or
Not sure at this point in time.
when we became aware of that?
Pardon me?
You know, when we became aware of that?
It was very recent, and was it,
Hey, Kat,
Two and a half weeks ago.
yeah, about 2
We
weeks ago.
can't hear because then we were just trying to figure out what you were talking about.
We're talking about your
River
roof.
Valley.
By the gym?
No, I guess part of it's splitting you,
Separated.
Separated.
Oh, I'm sorry, separating.
That I don't know. We've had a little bit of problem right by the gym, but nothing
I
that I
think
know of.
that's it. If you know about it, that would be.
Oh, Maggie's right in front of me too. You don't know anything?
Just me.
Okay.
All right.
Maggie doesn't go on the roof.
I did a question, and I think it was addressed before, I read it somewhere. Copies didn't provide the cost for special excavating and the porous granular pavement, but you called them or something?
Correct.
They-
I called them up, talked to them about it, and they agreed to the unit pricing that handle excavation.
Should I ask for a motion? Any other questions?
Would, I have one question. If we started this prior to June, how would that, the end of June, how would that affect their budget?
If the project is not completed prior to the end of June, and if the project were started and partially completed as part of the accrual process, we could make accounting entries that would accrue those expenditures into the current fiscal year as opposed to next fiscal year.
Progress.
Being that we're not going to start it until after the 4th of July holiday due to the extensive activity that goes on around here at that point in time, we would not be able to put those expenditures in this current fiscal year.
You asked, could we get it done in June?
He's asking if we could start starting in June.
We would not be able to
But
start.
It's where you end, is where it ends up on the budget.
I don't think that they could get it done.
I don't think they can get it done.
They
I
started.
don't think they can get it done
Considering
either,
the
but
park district, yeah, all summer last year.
We're just trying to figure out a way to budget in this year's.
Kyle, do you think that that can be done in 3 weeks? I mean, that means you're pushing people mighty hard.
Yeah,
And
it's
that's-
a lot of variables depending on how many
Yeah.
crews he puts on it,
How much it
weather.
rains.
What's that?
Yeah.
Weather.
Weather, and then also, how easily he can get around the school with all the other activities that are involved.
I remember the park district, I mean, they did a lot more than just the storm shelter, but that was like all summer. I mean, that was for all year, it seemed like all summer. So I know we're not doing that big of a project, but still, it's big enough, yeah.
I'm just looking for ways to, how we budget, pay for where it's budgeted.
And if it wasn't done, right, if we wanted to make it be the next year anyways, or the 4th of July.
So do you think July and August is enough? Because we start school,
Correct.
It's
I
6
think
months.
given
Six
at least
months, not 3.
6
6
weeks, a
weeks is
month
better.
is good enough.
a month is good enough, okay.
But 3 weeks would be really tough.
It would be, yes.
We could start it tomorrow, we're just gonna have school.
Yeah.
We're gonna have school in the parking lot.
If we had it every days.
See, the principals can't hear us.
No, we need to also consider that the park district has their construction they need to finish also before the 4th of July, so they're gonna be using our parking lot again in June here.
That just,
So that has something to do
yeah,
with
we
this.
have some overlap.
I was just kidding. I didn't think we'd start.
You want to start tomorrow, Bill?
Yeah.
More budgetary questions than anything else.
Yeah, he was
We're
just
gonna
trying
work
to
on
figure out.
that. Yeah.
We'll get that figured
So can I ask for a motion to approve the old quarry storm structure replacement project as presented?
So moved.
Pat?
Second.
David? Roll call, please. Pat Kerrigan?
Yes.
David Diamond?
Yes.
Mike Aurelio?
Yes.
Al Mealy?
Yes.
Dave Holliday?
Yes.
Cindy Kelly, yes. 6 yes. Motion passes. The safety grant?
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, for the safety grant, I really want to just say publicly that Dr. Rikus worked really hard on this.
Your safety grant.
Your safety
He was the
grant.
memo on it.
Worked very hard on it, gathered all the information, there's a lot of writing, and so, it certainly is always a team effort, but then you really led the charge on this, and so, yeah, everybody appreciates that, I'm sure. Most of what was asked for, what we asked for, we actually were granted, but not all of it, so please be aware that, there are still funds of about $58,000 in terms of particularly radios for all of the school that you're going to see that coming back to you when we get to July of the new fiscal year. I know Barbara's budgeting for this, and those radios are important. We've had ongoing discussions since I've been here about communications between the school office and teachers out with PE classes out on fields, and anytime kids are outside or in, two principals or individuals separated in large buildings. So we use those radios a lot, and we need new ones, to be very honest with you. I would say it's a critical purchase.
Yeah, we're looking at radios that can communicate between buildings also.
Yes, they're
Which is
interoperable,
wonderful.
yes.
I mean, we all watch the news. It's just getting more and more depressing. I mean, our kids' safety, you just can't put, I can't put it down. Yeah, I can't put it down on it.
And with law enforcement as well.
Right.
Well, that was the thing, when they were doing their training exercises and stuff like that, having those radios would help them do their training.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, that was one thing your principals really talked about.
It was the topic about safety that has come up for.
And even during lockdowns, or it's just difficult. So we've had ongoing discussions
And I could be wrong, but I think
about this.
you pretty much had our board convinced that the radios are important. Now you found us a grant that will help us pay for some of them. I do appreciate that. And put some other safety, so thank you very much
So
for
we
providing that.
were hoping to have the agreement by tonight.
We tried.
From the Illinois Emergency Management
We tried.
Agency, but it is up this evening, and it has not arrived yet. So it would be all the school districts in the state who are receiving that agreement. So as soon as we get that, we'll bring the agreement to the board, and then Barb will work with, as long as Pam is here, or Barb will start to work
If we
on.
get that agreement, then we might be bringing it to the board for the June 4th meeting.
Yes.
Because we want to buy as much time as we can.
Possible,
Yeah.
right.
I do have one thing, if you don't know the answer, it's fine. They funded the radios here before.
Yes.
They didn't fund them at the other schools. Do you know what the rationale was?
They actually, we were eligible for $58,000 based on the funding formula. I was advised by the grant reviewers to apply for more funds because sometimes school districts, don't apply and there are extra funds, and that we could have received more. We didn't, we received our eligible amount, and so it was just the eligible amount. They had the basic requirements were the reinforced doors and the shatterproof glass. So once they went through our grant, that was all funded, and then
And they just started
that old
allocating.
board, yeah, then they just started from there. My guess, I would just venture that they started with the middle school, only because.
I just thought.
And I
because
will
of the
say
more
this,
kids.
that
That was,
there will be school districts that receive the grant and don't spend money. So that's one reason that I know Mary added more, and we had discussions about it, because sometimes there's a second wave of funding, so at least ours are out there, so maybe we'll get a second wave, we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Yes, you can talk, please.
Well, the nice thing, this stuff would apply anyways.
That's right.
we had the radio.
We need them very badly.
Mike, do you want to
Rather
talk?
than the state pay for this.
I'm sorry?
Rather than the state pay for it.
I like grants.
You like grants? Mike likes grants, he wants to have
Thanks,
a
Jen.
writer.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you,
Good job.
everyone pitched in.
But, can I get a motion to approve the Illinois School and Campus Safety Grant Program Agreement with Illinois Emergency
Oh,
Management?
We can't.
We
We
don't
can't
have.
do it.
We don't have to agree.
We don't have it,
So
so
then don't,
you're going to
don't
see
provide a
this,
motion.
you're going to see this back.
I would motion.
We can't approve something we don't have, we've done that before.
Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah, here you go. Consider appointment and approval of chairperson for Finance and Audit Committee. At the May 7th meeting of the Board of Education, I appointed Patrick Kerrigan, the chairperson of the Finance and Audit Committee. The charge statement, however, of the committee requires that the board approve this appointment. So, I'm going to ask for a motion to approve the appointment of Patrick Kerrigan as chairperson of the Finance and Audit Committee.
So moved. Second.
Everybody's still moving it, okay. So Al and Mike,
That's the torch.
I'm sorry, it was Al and Mike. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All
Okay,
opposed? All opposed? Okay. Motion passes. Wait, okay. Oh, adjourn to closed session. Can I have a motion to adjourn to closed session for the purpose of discussion on the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the district or legal counsel for the district, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee or against legal counsel for the district to determine its validity 5 ILCS 1.2C1, collective negotiation matters between the district and its employees or the representative, or deliberation concerning salary schedules for one or more classes of employees. 5 ILCS 1.2C2. Student disciplinary cases 5 ILCS 1.2C9. The board does
No,
Does not say does not, but
I know, but it.
the Board of, that's why I was kind of like, what? The Board of Education does not anticipate action as a result of closed session. Do I have a motion?
So,
Pat and Al. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Thank you very much.